Kepler law of planetary motion. Kepler carried out the analysis of the whole astronomical data on the basis of the Copernicus theory. Copernic theory full stop. As a result of this investigation, he formulated the following three laws of the planetary motion. First, Kepler first law of orbit. Every planet revolves around the sun in a elliptical orbit. Full stop. The sun is situated at one foci of the ellipse. One foci of the ellipse. 1. The sun is situated at one foci of the ellipse. Full stop. The ellipticity of the orbit is whoever every slight and the orbit may be taken as nearly circular. Nearly circular हो गया. Nearly circular. Kepler first law is based on the inverse square law. Based on the inverse square law, the closest point is P. Closest point in P also called perihelion. Perihelions and the furthest point is farthest point A called aphelion. वो था P पॉइंट परिहेलियन. परिहेलियन था. P पॉइंट कौन था? परिहेलियंस. और जो A है एपहेलियन है. ये एपहेलियन full stop. The point midpoint O of the line P is center of the ellipse. Center of the ellipse. Kepler second law. The line joining a planet to the sun sweep out equal area in equal interval of time. Full stop. The aerial velocity of the planet around the sun is constant. Around the sun is constant हो गया. Around the sun is constant. Around the sun is constant हो गया. Around the sun is constant. Around the sun is constant हो गया. Around the sun is constant. थर्ड लॉ हो गया. थर्ड लॉ क्या क्या है? थर्ड लॉ होता है थर्ड लॉ ऑफ Kepler law. Period. Law of the period. The secure of the time period of the revolution. The secure of the time period of the revolution of a planet around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the semi-major axis of its elliptical orbit. T square directly proportional to r cube. T square directly proportional to r cube. T square directly proportional to r cube. T square directly proportional to r cube हो गया. T square directly proportional to r cube. T square directly proportional to r cube हो गया. T square directly proportional to क्या हो गया? r cube. T square directly proportional to क्या हो गया? r cube हो गया. Gravitation. Gravitation is the name given to the force of attraction between any two body of the universe. Full stop. It was discovered by Newton in the year 1665 when he saw an apple flying down the tree. Apple flying down the tree. Newton law of the gravitation. Newton law of the gravitation states that every body in this universe attract every other body within a force which is directly proportional to the product of their mass and it inversely proportional to the square of the distance between him. 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 G is equal to fr square बटे m1 m2. J is equal to fr square बटे m1 m2. m1 m2 हो गया. m1 m2 हो गया. m1 vector form of the Newton law of the gravitation. Newton law of the gravitation हो गया. Experimental determination of the gravitation constant. Determination of the gravitation constant हो गया. F is equal to gm small m बटे d square. F is equal to gm small m बटे d square. Small m बटे d square. F is equal to gm small m बटे d square हो गया. Small m बटे d square. Small m is equal to capital G is equal to 6.67 into 10 की पावर माइनस 11 न्यूटन मीटर स्क्वायर पर केजी स्क्वायर. न्यूटन मीटर स्क्वायर पर केजी स्क्वायर यानी कि कैपिटल जी का मान क्या होगा? 6.67 into 10 की पावर माइनस 11 न्यूटन मीटर स्क्वायर पर केजी स्क्वायर पर केजी स्क्वायर हो गया, पर केजी स्क्वायर हो गया। F इज इक्वल टू जी एम, जी कैपिटल एम स्मॉल एम अपॉन आर स्क्वायर, अपॉन आर स्क्वायर हो गया, अपॉन क्या हो गया आर, अपॉन क्या हो गया आर स्क्वायर। ग्रेविटी, ग्रेविटी इज द फोर्स ऑफ ट्रैक्शन, attraction extract by earth toward it center on a body leaning on or near the surface of the earth, near the surface of the earth, full stop. Gravity is merely a special case of the gravitation and is also called earth gravitation pull. earth gravitation pull हो गया, earth gravitation pull, difference between the gravitation and gravity. Gravitation is the force of attraction acting between any two body of the universe. Gravity is the earth gravitation pull on the body leaning on a near the surface of the earth, near the surface of the earth हो गया। m is F is equal to me, F is equal to me हो गया, F is equal to me, F is equal to me हो गया, F is equal to me, F is equal to me, small g is equal to capital G capital M, कैपिटल जी कैपिटल एम बटे आर स्क्वायर, आर स्क्वायर हो गया। स्मॉल जी इज इक्वल टू कैपिटल जी कैपिटल एम बटे आर स्क्वायर, कैपिटल जी कैपिटल एम बटे आर स्क्वायर हो गया, कैपिटल जी कैपिटल एम बटे आर स्क्वायर, कैपिटल एम बटे आर स्क्वायर हो गया। मास एंड डेंसिटी ऑफ द अर्थ, मास एंड डेंसिटी ऑफ द अर्थ हो गया, मास एंड डेंसिटी ऑफ द अर्थ, कैपिटल जी इज इक्वल टू 6.67 इंटू 10 की पावर -11 न्यूटन मीटर स्क्वायर पर केजी स्क्वायर, न्यूटन मीटर स्क्वायर पर केजी स्क्वायर, न्यूटन मीटर स्क्वायर पर केजी स्क्वायर। इफेक्ट ऑफ द एटीट्यूड, इफेक्ट ऑफ द एटीट्यूड हो गया, इफेक्ट ऑफ द एटीट्यूड, इफेक्ट ऑफ द एटीट्यूड हो गया, इफेक्ट ऑफ द एटीट्यूड, इफेक्ट ऑफ द एटीट्यूड हो गया। इफेक्ट ऑफ द डेप्थ, इफेक्ट ऑफ द डेप्थ हो गया, इफेक्ट ऑफ द डेप्थ, इफेक्ट ऑफ द डेप्थ हो गया, इफेक्ट ऑफ द डेप्थ, इफेक्ट ऑफ द डेप्थ हो गया, इफेक्ट ऑफ द डेप्थ। इनिशियल मास, इनिशियल मास क्या हो गया, initial mass of a body is related to its initial linear motion is defined by the Newton's second law of motion, defined by the Newton's second law of motion हो गया। property of the initial mass, property of the initial mass हो गया, property of the initial mass हो गया। gravitational mass, gravitational mass of the body is related to the gravitational pull on the body and is defined by the Newton law of the gravitation, न्यूटन लॉ ऑफ द ग्रेविटेशन हो गया, न्यूटन लॉ ऑफ द ग्रेविटेशन। सेंटर ऑफ द ग्रेविटी, सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी, सेंटर ऑफ द ग्रेविटी ऑफ द बॉडी प्लेस इन द ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड इज दैट पॉइंट वेयर द नेट ग्रेविटेशन फोर्स ऑफ द फील्ड एक्ट। नेट सैटेलाइट, सैटेलाइट इज ए बॉडी विच इज रिवॉल्विंग continually in an orbit around a comparative much larger body, comparatively much larger body। principle of the launching a satellite, principle in launching a satellite हो गया। orbital speed, time period and light of a satellite, light of the satellite हो गया, light of a satellite, light of a satellite हो गया, light of a satellite, light time period of the satellite हो गया। time geostationary or geosynchronized satellite, geosynchronized satellite हो गया, geosynchronized a satellite which appear to be at a fixed position at a defined height, at a definite height to an observer on earth is called a geostationary satellite, geostationary satellite, full stop। This satellite is also called the geosynchronous satellite, geosynchronous satellite हो गया, geosynchronous satellite हो गया, geosynchronous satellite हो गया। initial condition for geostationary satellite हो गया। polar satellite, these whose satellite which revolve in polar orbit around the earth, full stop। A polar orbit is that orbit whose angle of the inclination with the equatorial plane of the earth is 90 degree, equatorial plane of the 90 degree, equatorial plane of the 90 degree हो गया, equatorial plane of the 90 degree। important use of the satellite हो गया, important use of the satellite, important use of the satellite हो गया। inchcape speed, when a body is projected vertically vertically upward from the surface of the earth within a certain speed. In a certain speed, its motion is opposed by gravitational pull and is resistance of a earth atmosphere. Resistance of the earth atmosphere due to which the body rise up to a certain height and then fall back to earth. Fall back to earth हो गया, fall back to the earth. Fall back to the earth हो गया, fall back to the earth. Fall back to the earth हो गया, fall back to the earth. Fall back to the earth हो गया, fall back to the earth. Fall back to the earth हो गया, fall back to the earth. Fall back to the earth हो गया, fall back to the earth. अर्थ हो गया, स्मॉल जी का मान हो गया, स्मॉल जी इज इक्वल टू 9.8 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर. 9.8 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर हो गया, 9.8 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर हो गया, 9.8 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर, 9.8 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर हो गया, 9.8 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर. Elasticity, the property of the body to regain its original configuration, length, volume, or shape when the deforming force are removed is called elasticity. Perfect elastic body, perfect plastic body, okay, perfect plastic body. Stress is going to restoring force upon area, restoring force upon area. Type of stress: normal stress, compressive stress, hydraulic stress, और tangential या shearing stress हो गया, shearing stress. strain हो गया, change in configuration upon original configuration. Type of strain: as the change in configuration involve in a change neither in length, volume, or shape of the body. Hence, the strain is of the three types. Longitudinal strain, longitudinal volumetric strain, और shearing strain हो गया, shearing strain. Elastic limit हो गया, elastic limit is the upper limit of the performing force to be which is deforming force is removed from the body, regain its original form, complete and beyond which is performing force is increase the body loss its property of the elastic and get permanently deforming हो गया. Hooke law state that the extension produced in the wire is directly proportional to the load applied within the elastic limit. हो गया, applied heat transfer of heat. We know that heat is a form of the energy which can be transferred from one part of the system to the another part of a system is to another हो गया, one place to another by the following three mode: conduction, convection, or radiation. हो गया, radiation, convention, conduction, or radiation. Conduction or radiation. Conduction देख पहले तो. Conduction, it is a mode of transfer of the heat from one part of the body to another, from particle to particle in the direction of the fall of the temperature without any actual movement of the heated particle. हो गया, heated particle क्या आने के हो गया, कंडक्शन. ये था कंडक्शन में क्या गया, इट इज मोड ऑफ द ट्रांसफर ऑफ द हीट फ्रॉम वन पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी टू अनदर, फ्रॉम particular to particle, from particle to particle in the direction of falling of the temperature without actually movement of the heat particle. Actually heat of the moment particle. Actually of the heat moment particle. Moment particle हो गया, actually heat of the moment particle. Convention, it is mode of the transfer of the heat from one part of the medium to another part of the actually. actually movement of the heat particle of the medium particle